Hey, what is up, guys? The U.S. government is shut down. America's not open for business currently. With the government anyway. Here's what you need to know as a crypto holder, okay? Spoiler alert, it's kind of a nothing burger. We're going to talk about that, sharing some reasoning for that. We've got a lot to cover today. Majors charts, Bitcoin's breaking out, latest trades, charts of all kinds. It's going to be a good time. Let's get into it. So first and foremost, by the way, shout out to everybody in the chat. I see you guys over there. What is up? Welcome. Nuno, Sue, shout out Sue, best chat mod. Love it. Jimmy, Mr. Harry Lasagna, what is up? Nicholas Stevo, guys, Archie, Jimmy, welcome everybody. Let's get into it. So, cold-blooded Shilla. Here we go. The sell-off scared everyone. It scared everyone because of the doom talk, heightened emotions, and scrolling Twitter because there were multiple different reasons why we'll fail. These are fairy tales. The trend is up. Correction should be bought. All-time highs will follow. Follow the trend, baby. Follow the trend. We're in a bull market until otherwise proven, okay? Just FYI, in case anybody needed a reminder. Great meme. Kabezi letter, the U.S. government shutdown. Okay, it's done. For the first time since 2018, the USA has, well, officially entered now a government shutdown. This would furlough 750,000 workers per day, costing $400 million in daily compensation. Not that it really matters. America has infinite money, essentially. Now, here's the deal. Every one of these orange lines you see on this chart back here is when the U.S. government had a shutdown. This is all the way back to the 70s. You can see rarely does it matter, especially in modern times, okay? Look at the last two ones right here. Now, they led to little dips in the stock market, but blips on the radar, okay? Best case scenario, you get a buying opportunity. That's it. That's it. Just one alt season to happen again, so I can tell my wife's boyfriend to move out. I'm the man of the house again. Nicholas, I know it's been hard holding Cardano, man, but you will get your day. Okay. I'm sharing this one. By the way, the U.S. government shutdown thing, honestly, it's a bit of a nothing burger, man. It's really not that big of a deal. You know, people get super excited about this kind of stuff, and maybe you get some short-term noise from this, but at the end of the day, none of it's really a giant deal, in my opinion. So we'll see how it plays out, obviously, but maybe get a dip in the stock market. Probably a deal gets reached in the next few days anyway. It's not going to stay shut for like a year, is it? Of course not. They'll work out some kind of deal, whatever. Here are some good things you should realize, okay? Oil prices are now below $62 per barrel, likely based on reports that OPEC Plus could increase production by 500,000 barrels per day for the next 3 months. So we've got lower rates. Rates are going to go lower too, okay? Lower oil prices, okay? Lower input costs for every business. That's what that means, okay? Lower oil prices mean everything's cheaper, okay? Lark say the line, dog coins. Everyone's going to buy dog coins. Anyway, that's right. More money for dog coins, guys. Cheaper oil means more money for dog coins. You don't have to spend as much money on your gasoline. You can buy more dog coins. It's just math. It's just science, guys. Don't think too hard about it. Number 3, Q3 earnings begin with strong expectations of strong beats across the board. CapEx not slowing down. It's capital expenditure, not slowing down. Literally you have like what the guy from Google came out and said, like, we're literally willing to go bankrupt to not lose the AI arms race. Think about that, man. Think about that. Facebook, same thing. Okay? They all need to be at the top. The corporations and America, more broadly, needs to win the AI race. But then China's thinking the exact same thing. Chinese companies and Chinese government think we have to win the AI race. And then India thinks the same thing. And not many other countries, maybe some countries in the EU. I think they've still got those bottle cap things they're working on. But, you know, jokes aside. The EU also, of course, playing a role here as well with European companies in the race too. But really, it's all about the big US companies and really the big Chinese companies right now. And it is an AI arms race, and they're not going to stop spending. They're literally going to spend probably trillions of dollars over the next few years on AI. Gold, by the way, happy celebrations to all the gold holders out there. Gold has gone on a historic run. I think it even tapped $3,900 an ounce on some markets today. This one's currently saying it's at $38.87. Now, here's the deal. It's the monthly chart. It's at 90. The RSI is at 90 on the monthly chart here, man. That's wild. Now, for perspective, back here in July 2020, we had a reading of 84 for gold. Wild run here as well, from 1,200 bucks up to 2,000 something, okay? This is some of the most oversold RSI in history. Not the most oversold in history, okay? We got to go back to the 70s and 80s to find more oversold RSI levels. So this is pretty significant. Now, obviously, crypto is not around back then, and this is just one single data point, but still, I find it interesting that gold topped in July 2020. Okay, what happened after that? Crypto went on an insane run as gold started to pull back finally. Dean says RSI is meaningless now. Look, Dean, the reality is that RSI can stay at a massively overbought level for longer than investors think it might. Like if you'd faded back here and say, well, the RSI is now at 81, so, you know, time to get out. And, you know, that was when gold was 2,800 bucks. And, you know, it was a rational decision to do that, let's say, if you're looking only at the RSI. And the RSI is just one measure, but the RSI is good at measuring a market that's getting massively overheated. Remember, gold's a $26 trillion asset class, man. Holy cow, and its RSI is at 90. Now, to anybody who says Bitcoin's never going to go to $1 million, oh, dudes, people are literally out here bidding. Somebody's buying gold at $3,900 an ounce right now. Who are these people? What is your expectation? That it's going to double from here? And it may double. Don't get me wrong, it may double. I'm not saying that it can't. But like, oh my gosh, you're literally betting that's going to add another $26 trillion in market cap? Yeah, anyway. The risks are rising for gold buyers. Let's put it that way, okay? But also the inverse correlation here is that as gold continues to rally higher, we often see money start to look for risks elsewhere. Okay, look for risk assets to buy. Look for things that are going to buy. They're going to go up that are going to outperform gold. Okay, every asset in the planet at an all-time high except altcoins. I know all these crazy people out there buying gold and not dog coins. I don't make the rules, man. Just crazy place out there sometimes. Bitcoin is pumping. Let's effing go. Now, I took my profits on a Bitcoin trade, maybe a bit too early, but I wanted to make sure I locked in the profits here. I saw this level come out. I thought, you know what? This range is probably a decent spot to take some profits at. So we the take profit order on my Bitcoin trade triggered today. We made some money on it. That's fine. Let's see how it goes from here. But Bitcoin is absolutely ripping right now. MACD flipping back in the right direction after a solid move under the zero line here, which tends to provide a stronger signal. RSI breaking out here as well, but far from overbought, meaning that this move could have a lot of room to run, assuming that the wider markets don't decide to cuck us and stock markets take a big fight dump, you know, okay? So, okay, that's nice to see. This is good. We're back over the 20-day EMA. We're back over the 50-day EMA. We're breaking out. 118 is a key level here. So right here, $118,000. That was the peak back here on the 18th of September. Want to see the price get over that. Watch for a rejection there or a breakout there. If you're looking for a Bitcoin trade right now, those would be the levels to watch. A breakout over 118K, targeting new all-time highs, or a retracement here back to the key EMAs, looking for an entry from there, okay? Ethereum breaking out as well. That's good to see because remember yesterday we were talking about the potential for a 50-day EMA rejection. It's nice to see that we are moving beyond that currently. That's good. We're breaking out. Fantastic. Again, you know, when you look at charts, you don't know what's going to happen until things start happening. You can, you know, try to bet one way or the other. And here you could have easily caught the breakout, right? So set an order at 4,200 bucks, caught the breakout today, and be a few dollars in profit right now. But what I want to see for ETH right now, a daily close above the 20-day EMA, that's around 4,200 bucks. That would probably say that a new uptrend is beginning here for ETH after this sell-off in the month of September, okay? MACD under the zero line, looking for a bullish crossover. Not confirmed yet, but when it does confirm, it will be showing the momentum is heading in the right direction. RSI breaking out here as well above the control line. So nice to see. Nice to see here. Good. Good. Nice move on ETH. Let's go. Swiss Borg has been on a rip. I've seen. My buddy shared a chart the other day. He's like, dude, I was talking to you about this like 20 cents or whatever. Like, why didn't you buy any? It's like a 60 cents. You can't get them all, man. You can't get them all. Cosmic Lolly, what is up? What is up? Nice to see you. XRP also breaking out. So a lot of these potential underside EMA retests are now breaking out. But that's the thing with he's sort of, you get up to resistance lines, are they going to get rejected at resistance or break out of resistance? But it gives you a nice, clear way to look at things. Okay. Say, okay, well, look, if price starts going back down from here, for example, then you can say failed retest, price goes down, bearish underside retest, right? If we break through the EMAs, as we've been talking about, then look for long positions. Now, XRP in particular, it's been having just a wild, wild ride in this giant descending wedge here. When it breaks out of this, it's going to go on an absolute tear of a run. Watch, though, for if you're an XRP bull, watch for this line up here, currently around $3. So that will be the logical area of price resistance coming in here. So keep your eyes open for that. Okay. Okay. Guys, by the way, if you'd like to join me trading, BitUnix is where I'm doing a lot of my futures trading at these days. You can see we got some positions open on XPL right now, a couple $100 in profit. Solana trade, of course, still rocking and rolling from much lower entries at 157. We're going for a big home run swing on that one for new highs. Let's see if we can get it. Like I said, I'd rather round trip the whole damn trade than miss the opportunity to see this run to new highs. Anyway, Pengu trade. We're back in Pengu. We're back in a Pengu trade here. Okay. Let's see if we can actually see this thing actually grind up now and have a decent breakout. Pengu, I still think, is one of the only meme coins at this stage worth owning, but that's just me. You guys can have your own opinions on these things, of course. If you, where'd the thing go? Okay, the thing's gone. Anyway, normally have the thing up here. Let's see here. There we go. The thing back up here. There it is. Okay, great. So, ta-da. Check us out. Oh, what's up? This is a new one. This is the new one, actually. This actually starts in this. You still have 1 day to participate in the current campaign. You can also sign up for the new campaign. Okay. So here's the deal. Link down below, obviously. You can get signed up, available to anyone, anywhere. Okay. No KYC, no VPN, no BS. Question is, will you start taking your trading seriously? Are you going to go to an exchange that respects your privacy, that gives you insane bonuses to sign up? Well, now we have up to deposit $10,000 or more, you'll get $700 back. That's an insane offer. Crazy trading bonus as well. And of course, $1,000 giveaway every single live stream. Today's live stream, let's give away some money. We have 3,002 people currently on this. Okay. Let's ask Grok to decide on our giveaway for us. I do not have any fart coin currently. I have Pepe and I have, whatchamacallit? Pengu. That's it. I like Fartcoin though. I can see the attraction of getting back into a Fartcoin position. It maintains pretty good mind share despite everything that's going on. Where are we at? Look at this. Okay, 140. Look at that. See, the earlier you sign up for these giveaways, more chance you have to win. 147 and 229. Okay, let's do 229 first. You have $500. 2229. There we go. Look at that. Dude put in $100, $500 back. Congratulations. Good shit. That's the user ID 228968144. Of course, we're not sharing email address to preserve your privacy. Obviously, you have to go and check your My Rewards Center in the next 24 hours to be able to claim that. We're doing this on a spreadsheet, so give the guys a few hours to get it up for you. Okay, 229. That one, 147 is the other. Right back up to the top here. 147 here. Look at that. Dude put in $186, $500 coming back your way. Congratulations to today's winners, of course. Make sure to keep checking in. Make sure to keep checking in. Keep checking in live streams. We're giving away, well, $1,000 every live stream for the next month. So good luck. Good luck. Okay, continuing. Google searches for altcoin season are on the rise again. Still pretty low, but they're rising. That's good. You can hear the little rumbling of a herd in the distance. Q4 could still be very explosive for the cryptocurrency markets. Crypto.com to launch a $400 million Solana treasury. Let's effing go. Yes, 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 yes. Crypto.com. And by also, Crypto.com's also got derivatives trading they're breaking into. Probably bullish for the CRO token. Yes. Okay, good. In order, by the way, yes, Unicorn Borg, in order to Unicorn Bong, even better. In order to be in for the giveaway, you have to sign up using the link down below for BitUnix, okay? Sign up, make a deposit, then you'll be in to win, okay? Okay. Also, this Solana ETF issuers gearing up for SEC approval as soon as next week, according to Blockworks. Fantastic. Solana chart looking very sexy right now as well. This uptrend is continuing to hold. I like the angle on it too. It's a nice mellow. You sometimes get uptrends are like this, like, well, that's not going to last that long, is it? But if we keep on that line, that's got some momentum to it, man. Oh, look at that. The RSI, few days away from a bullish crossover. That's RSI. MACD, the MACD, a few days away from a bullish crossover here. Not confirmed. Everything has to confirm, you know, and actually set the trend up solidly, but okay. Any chances for a SOL ETF to be rejected again? Steve-O, as we mentioned yesterday, they actually told all the SOL ETF guys to remove their initial applications because now they can just basically list straight away using generic listing standards. So it seems like there's no final deadlines anymore, and these guys are just going to be able to list their ETFs ASAP. How that process exactly looks in the real world, it's going to be the first time we see it, but we could see them very, very soon. So, yeah, okay. Bitcoin's breaking out. Let's go. Everybody loves boobs, don't they? They're fantastic. Okay. RSI control line breakout here coming in for Solana as well. 50-day EMA taken out, 20-day EMA currently being challenged here. Now, what we want to see, a daily close above the 20-day EMA. That's going to reestablish a breakout here, okay? Any retests to this line, probably buying opportunities. Once we break out beyond the 20-day EMA, any retest the 20-day EMA, likely buying opportunities. If you lose this trend line, we could be in for a bit of short-term trouble, okay? There we go. Pump, Moon Overlord saying, the thing I like most about Pump is it's in its own lane, and it's actually innovating. It's the fifth, not the 57th Ghost Chain, layer 2 or 100th perp dex. It's actually trying to do something new and creative. There you go. Yeah, I agree. What's interesting here too is still millions of dollars a day in buybacks happening. It's crazy. I bought more today. A little bit lower than the current price. Not a lot, but I thought, you know what, screw it. I'm going to buy some more Pump, man. I feel like, honestly, why this is like the most breakaway crypto app, maybe besides Polymarket, of the entire cycle. Think about it. Insanely strong revenues, and it's being used to buy back their token very aggressively off the market. Cardano is currently worth $30 billion. Pump at 10 cents would also be worth $30 billion. One of these things deserves to be worth $30 billion, okay? Just putting it out there. That thing's called Pump. Okay. 10 cents is not a fantasy price prediction, especially if we get a very bullish Q4 with lots of risk on attitudes. I think this is one of those coins that'll just keep having nice, slow, steady grinds up over time. Beautiful 50-day EMA retest here. Now let's see if we can gun it up to new highs or not. Okay. Are we essentially going to do one big fat thing like this? Let's see. Pengu having a nice breakout, although it's coming into the zone of worry here. 20-day EMA. What you need to see right now is a breakout beyond the 20-day EMA. Okay. My entry into this was not optimal. It was down here-ish. Okay. Let's see, though, if it can actually continue momentum and get above these EMAs. If we reclaim the EMAs, then another major breakout could be brewing here for the Penguin coin. Okay. Many are bullish on Pump. Not enough are bullish on Pump. It should be more people should be bullish on Pump, man. It's got such crazy revenues. And again, it has a massive moat. No other launch pad's been able to even come close. Now, Bonk Fun had a few minutes. It's little 15 minutes in the sun, and then it just crashed and burned, essentially. It's not saying they're not doing anything, but Pump is where it's at, man. Pump.fun. It's the hot spot for the streamer coins now, and all the different meme coins are being launched over there. It is the preferred meme coin casino. Okay, it's not to say someone cannot disrupt them later on, but right now I'm taking a pretty big bet on the fact that it's going to go higher. We're going to talk about stable in a second here, guys. Got a few more charts to get through. We're going to get to your questions. We're going to get going. Hype still under the 50-day EMA. That's where it needs to get over, man. It needs to get back over 47.50. The breakout, if it gets it beyond 47.50, will likely take it up to new highs, okay? Aster has had a pretty big pullback, getting down to $1.50 something yesterday. I think we're seeing de-risking come into the airdrop on the 5th, post airdrop on the 5th, and then go from there. Okay. Lark, I signed up. Do I have? Yes, you have to make a deposit. So again, all the terms and conditions are listed on the sign up page there. But for BitUnix, you have to sign up using the link down below. Make a deposit. If you make a deposit of $2,000 or more, you get $400 back. Okay. And then, of course, you're also in for the daily giveaways. There you go. Okay. Right. Lark's trying to say Jupiter and Ray are dead. No, I still have Jupiter bags. It's not dead. It's not dead yet, man. I think actually Jupiter is doing incredibly well, by the way. So Aster, insane revenues right now. Okay. Absolutely crazy revenues. Trucker Mike, I've taken pretty much all of the altcoins you've spoken over the last 3 months. Small pot purchases now waiting for the trip to the moon. Trucker Mike, New Zealand man, what's up? Where are you at today? Keep in mind, you don't need to be in too many positions, and never be afraid to rotate. And don't buy things just because I talk about them. I might buy something, change my mind on it a few months later, and move to another coin. So just keep that in mind too, okay? Make sure you're building your own conviction around these things. If you see, I took a position in Aster, for example. I took a position in Pump, right? When Pump initially came out, so I'm not going to buy that. I'm going to watch and see what happens. Of course, it had its big fat dump and all that kind of stuff, and I've been kind of buying since after we see, okay, they're real. It's got the sticking power. The market likes it. Fine. Then we get in a position, and I've got out other positions that previously I was bullish on, like Sonic, for example. Maybe Sonic has a big comeback now that they're bringing this flying tulip DEX thing out over on Sonic. Maybe it's going to have a big renaissance for Sonic. But when I sold Sonic, it was kind of, well, nothing's really happening over here. And the layer 1 blockchain trade for me, I think, has been incredibly difficult. I think this cycle has been so much more about apps. I mean, except for Solana. Solana, of course, been the big breakaway success story of layer 1s. But aside from that, it's mostly been about, applications, Pump Fund, Polymarket, perpetual dexes, stuff like that. Anyway, my guess is that Aster's significantly underpriced at the current prices. Once the airdrop passes, things will probably take off again here for our old buddy Aster. Okay, continuing. Athena, nice bounce off the 200-day EMA. If we can get back above sort of 60 cents or so, it could be ready to run. Very strong potential MACD crossover coming deeply under the 0 line here. RSI breaking out from a very low level as well. So all good things to see. Still do not have a position, but still very much considering getting it. Looking at all the different sort of options for stablecoin plays. I still quite like Athena. Okay. XPL, let's effing go. Let's effing go. When was my long in from? Hold on a second. So it went in from a $1.03 or something like. All right, we're 3 cents up on it. Let's go. To the moon. To the moon. Lark, does the first deposit have to be $2,000? Well, if you want to get the $400 deposit, it has to be $2,000. It's from your first deposit. So if your first deposit is $1, you're not in for the sort of cashback offer. So it's got to be $2,000 or more for the $400. It's got to be $1,000 or more for the $200, or $500 or more for the $100. Okay, continuing. XPL very much hated on the timeline today. Insane sell pressure coming in from all the pre-salers who are up just disgustingly, like 300x up on their pre-sale and stuff like that. Terrible sentiment. Basically, everyone calling XPL Plasma a giant scam and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Currently pumping. Hated rally ahead potentially as people locked in losses down here, and it probably pumps back up. My target on that leverage trade, by the way, entry $1.03, stops at $1. Dangerous area for a stop, by the way. It's a different story. And take profit at $1.50. Okay, that's the idea. If I get washed out on the trade, say la vie. Say la vie. It's a less high conviction leverage trade, but if it plays out in my favor, then rock and roll. Okay, continuing. Stable, you guys want to ask about stable major USST minting incoming, and the minting fees we turn into firepower. These guys are going to be doing buybacks. Definitely one to watch out for if you want to get into the stable coin game, right? Obviously, you can buy Circle stocks. That's one way to get in, but Athena, I think, is very much rate cut, proof, but perhaps more interesting in rate cut scenarios. Founder, yeah, the founder of Stable is the co-founder of Tether. That's absolutely true. Yeah, so very interesting. The chart here on Stable, we had a nice bounce from about 31 cents. So market's saying that's where they want to see the price support in at. Still, I don't love that it's got just absolutely tiny circulating, like 5% circulating, 95% of the tokens still to come into the market. But, the buybacks and stuff may offset some of that incoming token pressure. At least there's a reason for tokens to be bought, right? Okay, gosh darn it. There we go. 25 minutes. Well, we answered a few questions, you guys' questions along the way. We can dive into more depth on any of those things we discussed or talk about some other charts here as well. Do not forget to hydrate, my friends. Stay thirsty. Stay hydrated. Not sure that makes sense. Do you still feel bullish on Say? I'm not sure I'm super bullish on any of the layer ones right now, actually. That's the tricky part for me. I feel like the layer one trade is super oversaturated. And this is something I'm thinking more and more about recently, and that there's not a grand differentiator between, what's going to make Say win over Aptos, over Sui, for example, and all that kind of stuff. And I still have my Say position. I've sold my Aptos position to buy Aster. We'll see how that works out, I guess. Let's have a look at Say. Say, I better put it up on the screen so you guys can see. Here we go. Say currently trading below the 20 and 50-day EMAs. Did find, of course, a bounce in this support region around sort of 26 cents. So that's not bad. That's not bad. Let's see if it can break out. I think, it's one of those blockchains that has been doing all the right stuff. It's a technically very strong blockchain, all that kind of stuff. We have a lot of very technically strong blockchains, but it doesn't mean that they're going to get bid up. I've seen a lot of technically strong blockchains, and I still hold my Say position, by the way, okay? But I don't know. I feel like betting on some of the dApps may be a better bet versus the layer ones. Like look at Pump. Pump is very much in a category of its own. It's by and far the leader in its niche, very strong buyback revenue and all that kind of stuff. Whereas again, what differentiates Say versus Sui versus Aptos versus Avalanche versus, give me 10 other blockchain names that are not Solana or Ethereum. At least with Linea, we were talking about this yesterday. At least with Linea, they got the Swift partnership going on. They got buybacks for their layer 2 token, which most of the layer 2 tokens are absolute dog shit, like Optimism and Arbitrum. Like there's no reason for them to exist just to splash money around. And why are people buying these things? I have no idea. Okay, continuing. The Ondo chart. Let's do it. I think got the one up right here. Ondo chart's not looking terrible. Similar position. It's currently trading under the key EMAs. Okay, what we need to see now is a MACD bullish crossover. RSI is just starting to break out a little bit here above the control line. But really what you want to see is a strong breakout over the 20-day EMA, which is currently around 95 cents. So if you're a value buyer, you're looking at it right now. And of course, very much like what was the last one we looked at? Say. Very much like Say, it bounced off of a key area of price support here. Okay. But you need to get back with the key EMAs to start the uptrend again. When you're trading under the 20-day EMA, it's not bullish. Okay. Doesn't mean you can't catch lows off of key areas of support and stuff like that. But if you want to catch the momentum breakout trade, that's over the 20-day EMA, and that's over 95 cents right now. Okay. Could this be the beginning of the fabled banana zone? I've heard speak of this banana zone. Perhaps. Let's not try to get too far over our skis here. Okay, let's take it level by level. A lot of things line up for a potentially very bullish Q4. Let's see if it plays out. Okay. You should get back into Altcoin. Maybe. I live next to Voss, by the way. Whenever you got to try some Voss water, man. Drive over there, grab yourself a bottle, try it out, see what happens. I guess, though, your tap water is basically Voss water, so you got that going for you. Stay thirsty, keep learning. Amen. Market makers are smiling in the corner, seeing us all ape into longs. See, a lot of people will still not be aping into longs necessarily at this point. A lot of people will be aping into longs like much higher, right? That's the tricky part. Everybody waits till they get up to the top. And you see, okay, last week, what did we have? Was that last week? That was last week. Last week, we had this giant leverage washout, right? 2 days of massive, the biggest leverage liquidations of the year. Why did this happen? Because everybody goes long at the top, man. Going long from current levels, you're still relatively low. Most people won't be going long yet. They're still be looking for shorts. They won't believe that everything's that we have a breakout potential. Look, we could still have short situations until we actually break previous peaks. Let me just put this up on the screen here for you guys to see what I'm talking about. Right? Until Bitcoin breaks out of 118K, you do run the situation that, let's say we reject here and go back down, right? Or we reject here and we have a sort of mini double top zone here, right? And then go down to $100,000 or something like that. Every breakout climbs the wall of worry, right? But you need to actually break above this recent high to really confirm the breakout. But this is the thing: you can wait for 20 different confirmations and just in time to buy the top and be exit liquidity again. You do have to take some kind of measured risks, and using trend lines I always find is a pretty decent area of risk reward, right? So let me show you what I'm talking about. Bitcoin's been giving a lot of great breakouts over this. This is just a simple 20-day EMA. It's a very simple free indicator anybody can use. You can see back here, April 25, 20-day EMA breakout. We were talking about that at the time, okay? Look at that. Wild move up here. From the time that it broke out here at 82, it didn't fall back under until 105, okay? Then we had a breakout here at 104, and we didn't have any substantial retracement until 117, okay? Broke out here at 115, then lost it again at 117. Okay, broke out here at 111, lost it here at 115. Okay, so even if you just entered at the breakout of the 20-day EMA and sold when you lose it again, which is not the most highest ROA position you could do, but you'd still be making money, okay? So just, food for thought there. These are simple indicators. I feel like the 20-day EMA in particular gives early enough indication of where things could be going. Bang numbers, what's up, man? SUI chart, let's look at the SUI chart. It's a good idea. I have not actually looked at the SUI chart in a few days. SUI. Very, very interesting chart here. You can see here we had 1, 2, 3 tests on this uptrend, right? Multiple tests on the top side here too. So what you want to see now is a strong recovery into this triangle, okay? And that the recent price action has just been nothing more than a short-term fake out, okay? Currently, we're sitting at the 20-day EMA. Get a daily close above the 20-day EMA. We could be in for a trend reversal that sends SUI at least up to the top of the triangle again. So currently it's at 339, and we're talking about a sort of 385 to 390 price point here potentially for an RSI breakout. The tricky part is now to have a real breakout, and look at this consolidation. Look at this just curling triangle pattern here. If you can break out above the top of this, that's a potential move up to like $7 or $8. Okay. Oh, good call. I'm not buying the Circle stock. I think it's a bear market buy, personally. I think the valuations are even still too high. If you guys are going to buy the Circle stock, wait until December. 70% stock float unlock in December. That's huge. It's a lot of sell pressure. XPL, which is governance token, USDT makes the money. Of course. This is why, I like Athena. They've got the fee switch coming, so actually there'll be a reason to hold the ENA token. Okay. Are there any good SOL ETFs available in OTC? I got GSOL months ago, but it's a trust. Jordan, the only OTC, I don't know, but you can buy the Rex Osprey Solana ETF, which is like an ETF of ETFs, but you can buy that one. I'm not sure which brokerages they trade on, but you can buy it somewhere. Okay. So look for that one. That might be an interesting option for you. Virtual Bacon. Dennis thinks Aster will be a shooting star. Can see it. Look at the revenues right now. People say, oh, but it's just the airdrop farmers. Yeah. So you're going to tell me all these airdrop farmers are going to make what's current value of the airdrop, like $600 million. So you have $600 million, the airdrop farmers, and there's still 48% of total tokens to be unlocked, which will go to airdrop farmers. And those airdrop farmers just made millions. They're not going to stick around farming the airdrop more. All right. Been stake and saying, getting a great APY. Nice. On a blockchain, no, I didn't even know blockchain life was happening. I'm not. What's your take on Black? Well, somebody's asked about this the other day. I haven't farmed it. It's probably interesting to farm if you're a fan of what these guys do and you like AVAX, then maybe there's an opportunity there to get some sweet farming APYs and grab the, I guess the airdrops. I mean, airdrop isn't there. But I have not invested much time or energy into looking at it, so I can't really tell you that much about it, to be honest. Pulled out of Aster yesterday. Fair enough. I've made some money. Is this the start of October? Are we just gonna fingers crossed? Fingers crossed. Come on, guys. Let's all just buy stuff. Let's have a good October. That'd be great. Yeah. Chart Ether. It's suddenly dumped so hard. This is one of those coins I just don't really know all that much about. Just look at the chart. Why not? See what's going on over here. I mean, I don't know when you bought in at. That's always the question, isn't it? I guess if you bought here, you're still not loving it. If you bought here, probably not loving it. If you bought here, you're probably just thinking, what the fuck is going on here? Look, that sell-off that it had over the last few days was basically what most charts looked like. In fact, it didn't even sell off as much as a lot of coins sold off, to be fair. That being said, the MACD is in a much trickier position than a lot of coins right now. It has a lot further to fall. I mean, look at some of the charts we looked at today. They're already under the zero line, and they're grinding towards a potential bullish crossover. You got to wait for confirmations, right? But they're heading towards potential bullish crossovers for the RSI, or for the MACDs. Why I keep calling them the RSI? For the MACDs, they're heading towards potential bullish crossovers. Now, Aether is not in that category. It's recently had this bearish MACD crossover and could have a lot further to go down. That doesn't mean the price has to dramatically fall, but it means the price can stagnate throughout that period, okay? Doesn't mean it has to happen. It can always flip around real quick, but looking at a chart like that, I'd say perhaps a little more caution is warranted currently. But let's see. 50-day EMA bounce, also not a terrible risk-reward bet to be looking at. I don't know what caused this big fat pump back here, like 100% in a day, but something did. Currently, it's not a chart I would be looking to trade necessarily. That's my opinion on it. Okay, one or two more questions. We're going to finish up for today. Lark, TARS AI. No need to look at the chart. It's horrible. What do you know other socials going on the project? Is it dead? I have no idea, man. I don't. I know some of you guys have asked about TARS AI before. There's so much vaporware and bullshit in the AI space. I'm not saying that this is them. Maybe they're doing some great shit in the background. I don't know. But I know very, very little about it. I think we've had people talk about it in the Discord. By the way, check out the Discord down below. It's awesome. Link right here. We've had people ask about it in the Discord and stuff before, but I never did any really deep dive on it, so I couldn't tell you what's going on. But here's the reality of most of these AI coins. Most of these AI coins are vaporware. Most of these AI coins are going to go to zero during the bull market, okay? They won't even make it out of the bull market to the bear market to go down. They'll be done before the bull market finishes. I don't know if this is one or not. Maybe it's going to have some big comeback arc and, you know, surprise everybody. But you look at the ones that are doing like real serious shit, right? Like BitTensor and, you know, Render and stuff like that. And even their prices have been in the absolute gutter. So ones that had less funding, less experienced teams, more vaporware-y, yeah, a lot of these guys are trying to cash in on the AI trend. And again, I'm not saying this is TARS AI. I'm just saying about a lot of AI projects. What do you know about their socials? What's going on with the project? Is it dead? I mean, if they're not posting and stuff anymore, I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, I haven't really kept an eye out, but if they're not posting, if the chart's looking dead and the volumes are dead, maybe dead. Don't know. Just buy and price go up. That's my favorite. That's my favorite method. Buy and then the price goes up. Those are the good ones. Okay. Altcoins, but that go up in price. Come on, that's a good one, right? Aether, there you go. Zach says Aether's partner with NVIDIA. It's a great AI pick. I wonder if that big pump they had was the NVIDIA partnership or something like that. So again, I don't know very much about Aether. There's quite a few good AI coins out there. I just want to make that very clear. There's a few ones that are doing some really good shit and probably have some great potential. There's a lot of them that are not. Okay. So you got to make sure that when you're looking for AI coins, do they have good partnerships? Do they have token models that actually mean that the price is going to go up? But sometimes you'll have them where they have a crazy partnerships, man, but the partners aren't buying their tokens. Okay. The equity investors are going to do real good out of it. They're going to eat well. The token holders, not always so much. So you have to understand what value the token's going to get, even if they have bullish partnerships and all this kind of stuff. Doesn't always mean that the price will go up. A great partnership, by the way, for them, but I don't know what that actually means. Does that mean NVIDIA is going to start giving them business that has some kind of perpetual token buyback and burning their tokens and creating constant demand? Questions to ask. Again, I don't know very much about it, so. Indicators never worked for me. I just look at support and resistance. Fair enough. Keep it simple. Everyone's got a method that works real easy. For me, I use like the EMAs basically as support resistance lines, but we also use support resistance lines too. You look for even more confluence there. But I like using the EMAs for that. So yeah, keep it really simple. But I do like the MACD and the RSI. I feel like they're good momentum indicators overall. Brother, stop ignoring my comment. Was that the one back here? I think we have to do. Did we answer that one? If we haven't, then post it up again. If pump doesn't airdrop, how do I receive it? Well, they have not given any indication about when an airdrop is going to come and what the requirements to receive it will be. Okay. That's the tricky part. Will it be people who streamed? Will it be people who launched tokens? Will it be people who traded tokens? Will it be people who hold the pump coin? We don't know. We don't know, man. Michael Myers coin for Halloween. Nice. Will you make a pump fund coin? Georgia Crypto Russ, he did. I have thought about it. I definitely have. I think there is an interesting opportunity there for that. So don't know. I don't know. It's tricky, man. This is the thing is like I would like to stream on pump.fun, but the flip side is I'm not really sure I want to launch the meme coin, creator coin. I can see the monetary opportunity, but then it's like, well, okay, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna do buybacks? I don't know. I have very mixed feelings about it, so I haven't done it yet. I might at some point in the future. You guys are the first to know if I do. We got to pay for Discord. So sad. Well, yes, it is a paid Discord service for a few primary reasons. One, we gate it by making sure it's paid so that we can make sure we keep all the scammers and stuff out, because we used to run a Telegram and it was just nonstop scammers coming in, just nonstop all day long. If you've ever been in a free Discord, you'll also know it's nonstop scammers. Okay. So that's one thing. It's about keeping it pay gated. So that's one. Two is that I've got a whole team of people working in there, answering you guys' questions, providing support, providing charts, helping troubleshoot and all kinds of stuff like that. And, that all comes with a cost too. So there's a lot of reasons why we've made it into a paid service, not just a free service. So I understand if it's not going to fit everyone's budget and stuff like that, but there's a reason why we're keeping it more exclusive. Lark, скажи что-то на русском, пожалуйста. Okay. Did CD just remind people not to do anything? Just wait. Sometimes waiting is the hardest thing for people. Is Moodang dead? I have no idea. I haven't looked at it recently. Me and the Stinky Hippo coin are cool, but I have not looked at it recently if it's dead or not. I mean, so many of these meme coins have such short attention spans, honestly. I mean, I never thought Moodang was a great meme. In fact, most of the memes are dog shit, to be honest. They're not funny. They're not interesting. They're not even cute half. At least Moodang, I guess, was kind of cute. Stinky baby. But there's a big fat hippo now. It's not a little baby hippo anymore. It has a big fat stinky hippo just pooping all over the place. What's great about that? But look, jokes aside, trade the charts, right? If chart looks good, it's having a breakout, it's got volume, sure, trade it, whatever. We traded Moodang before. I'm not anti-trading almost any coin. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of these coins are simply not going to come back, man. Moodang isn't a Thailand Z. I mean, the real Moodang is still going, man. Lark, what's your take on the CTO of Ripple stepping down and taking a board position? I mean, look, David, not being, the biggest XRP nerd here, knowing all the inner details, but David has been working as the CTO for an incredibly long time. Fair play to him, man. He's got this thing across the finish line in a lot of ways. So if he wants to take a step back, enjoy his riches, take a lower key job at the board, celebrate it, man. Good job, David. I'm sure whoever he's chosen to take over is going to do just fine too. Take the hat off, Lark. Actually, the red light's off. And keep it on anyway. Lark, do it. I got into George's coin. It's been one of my best memes ever, and it's been great. Yeah, J-Man, I know. It's all great at the start. This is again, I've got a very divided opinion on streaming on Pump.Fun. I even saw Laura Shin, respected crypto journalist who kind of has been relatively cryptophobic and not really owned a lot of crypto, if any crypto, over the years, which is quite interesting. I mean, own Bitcoin at least, Laura. Come on. Anyway, but it's all good in the first few days when attention's there and the prices start going up. But what happens after a couple of weeks when the price starts going down? That's the problem. Suddenly everyone's you're a fucking scammer and, all that shit. So, I don't necessarily want to be responsible for the life cycle of a meme coin. And of course, all shit's going to die in the bear market anyway. And I was thinking, but yeah, for that short moment in time, I can make a shit ton of money. Don't know. It's not my business. My business is, my investments, my newsletter, affiliate marketing, all that kind of stuff. And that's fine. Sometimes I think I don't need to complicate things. I just need to do more works, essentially. So, I mean, fair play to George for doing that. I don't know. Like I said, I'm very much of two minds about it. Maybe I'll make the decision to do it one of these days. If I do, I'll let you guys know. Anyway, holy shit, we're almost up to 50 minutes. We got to get out of here. You guys got other things to do with your day. I got other things to do with my day. I got to take my kid swimming. It's going to be great. Nikolai's doing swim lessons. It's going to be a good time. Go splash in the pool a little bit. Looking forward to that. Thanks. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you spending some time hanging out with me. I'll see you back tomorrow. We're giving away some more money. So make sure you stream in. Tune in to the stream. Peace.